going on to a recent lawsuit by the New York Attorney General could have far-ranging implications for crypto exchanges that trade Ether, or maybe not. Well, let's see. Let's find out from none other than CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day, who is also the editor of CoinDesk's mandatory State of Crypto newsletter. Yes, I said mandatory because right now, this is the thing you need to read. If you have to read one thing, it's State of Crypto. Listen, we have this lawsuit. Nick, how you doing? We have this lawsuit from the New York Attorney General against KuCoin, saying that the firm broke laws by selling unregistered securities, i.e. Ether. What happens if Ether becomes a security by New York standards?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, no, it will be interesting. So the New York Attorney General sued under state law in the state court, alleging that KuCoin did not register with the Attorney General's office as a securities or commodities dealer or broker. So the first thing to just keep in mind is like all of this is currently at the state level. Even so, if the New York Attorney General wins a case, which honestly could happen if KuCoin just doesn't show up, which KuCoin didn't respond to subpoenas, so it's very possible KuCoin might choose not to fight this in court. Then, what will happen is you'll have a judicial document saying, okay, yeah, this allegation that Ether is a security is accepted under New York state law. And while that doesn't necessarily have a direct implication for the SEC or for federal entities, it'll give the SEC something if, in future they decide to pursue a case alleging that Ether is a security. On the other hand, that would obviously harm a huge number of people. So I'm not entirely sure that the SEC would want to go that route. But just the fact that this is now in the air is a very interesting development, especially given there are other crypto exchanges in New York which already offer and list Ether for its customers.
That's what I was just going to say. Why go after KuCoin when you have Coinbase, Bitstamp, and Gemini also offering Ether?
Well, so the allegations against KuCoin specifically are that KuCoin's offering a number of products in New York that seem to violate securities laws. Other products include KuCoin Earn, which is an interest-bearing type of product. We've seen securities regulators, including New York, go after other similar types of Earn products. So that part, I think, is not a huge surprise. KuCoin in particular appears to have been subpoenaed and refused to respond to the subpoenas or show up for the subpoenas. So I'm not going to say that there was an easy target for the NYAG, but certainly to the point that if you've got a subpoena and you're ignoring it, a lawsuit is not going to be that far behind. So it might just have been the first unlicensed entity that has these kind of blatant products that clearly caught the NYAG's eye.
I mean, is the ultimate goal here, do you think, and this is the question I posed earlier to Professor Edwards, do you think, Evans, do you think that this is a way for for state government, at least, to try to get the crypto markets under its full control, not so much to push it out, but really to, the same way they did with the bit license, where you can't even, I guess if you own crypto, you can't even brush your teeth without having to at least have a bit license. Do you think that that's sort of where Tish James is going with this?
If I had to speculate, I think partly, obviously the crypto industry has had a number of disasters over the last year, but I think we talked about this in the fall. New York was one of the few states that FTX didn't really have a huge impact on consumers because a lot of FTX could not really access New York-based customers. So New York's got a lot that it has going for it in terms of consumer protections, whether or not the industry agrees with that. I think the KuCoin action might be just kind of part of that. If you have an unregistered exchange that is operating in New York and doing whatever, and you're concerned about it, then it seems logical that you'd want to, take legal action against it. What that will look like for, future lawsuits or future exchanges, is a little bit more of a mystery at this point, but certainly it just seems a little unprecedented just in terms of the specific allegations, and again, especially regarding to Ether.